Hi everyone, this is Kate. I'm back with the second episode in this little mini series I'm doing on how to draw facial features. In this second video here, we're going to work on the nose. The materials that I'm using are this Pigma Sensei 03 pen. I'm also using two colored inks. The first one is a Micron size 01 in red, and the second one is a Micron 05 in navy blue. And to do the sketching underneath, you can see I use this non-repo blue pencil. Okay, we're going to start putting in the nose here. I'm using my Pigma Sensei pen, and I'm starting out by, I'm just placing some lines right here. This kind of helps me to get a feel for how the anatomy is going to go. Now, if you watched my last video, I told you that this side of the face is the side that's more cast in shadow, and this is the side that's more cast in light. And we're going to pay attention to that in the nose area. So again, starting down at the ball, I'm going to put in the shading, starting on the shadowy part of the face. I'm just hatching in some patches of shadow. At this step, I'm just placing the shadows where they should be. I'm not darkening them up yet. I'm just telling myself, okay, this is where one patch of shadow is going to go, and then down here is where another patch of shadow is going to go. Generally, how the light falls on the nose is that it will fall on the ball of the nose, and that's like the middle of your nose, the front part right here. That's called the ball of the nose. And it will also fall on the tips of the nostrils right here and right here. So the bottom of the nose is going to be more cast in shadow, as well as the sides of the nose. Now, I'm not going to put too much shading on the side of the nose because this person is younger, so her facial features are going to be less defined by harsh definition that comes with age. So we're just going to put some shading on the top near the eyes and some shading near the bottom by the ball of the nose and the nostrils, and then the viewer's mind is just going to like use those hints and connect. Oh, look, there's a nose bridge. Does that make sense? I hope it does. When we get to the bottom of the nose right here, this is one of the darkest spots on the face in my reference picture, so most of this is going to be cast in shadow. Okay, so I blocked out all the shadows right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to darken the shadows under the nose next, and then I'm going to kind of darken the shadows on the sides of the nostrils, because that is where most of the shadows are being cast. So we're just going to do that. the darker side of the face, there's not going to be necessarily darker shadow, there's just going to be more shadows. Now as we get to this bridge part where the nostril sort of meets the ball of the nose, there's like a pretty prominent shadow in this corner right here. You can see I've already darkened part of that up, but I'm just going to extend the shadows out in just lines like that, just to make the transition from dark to light, from this dark corner in the nostril area to the lighter shadows on the cheek a little bit smoother. I'm just going to go back up here and do some shading on the bridge of the nose. That black pen is not being my friend today. It's creating so many of these like rogue uneven lines. Ugh, it's driving me nuts. Okay, but we're going to go in with the red pen. Not that much red. Just a little bit of red, because red is a very standout color. And don't want anything around here to stand out too much, because we want the piece to come together as a whole, not there to be one central point of focus. When you're doing this, you can make it differently, but that's just the way that I'm doing it. So I'm gonna go in with this blue pen now, and just gonna go in right here. And what I'm doing with these colored inks is I'm just going into the shadowy areas, just doing some hatching in there. I'm not doing a lot. I'm not trying to add to the shadows with these pens. What I'm doing with them is I'm just telling the viewer, hey, there's some color here. So, yeah. And I guess that there's a lot of color on this side of the face, a little bit less on her other side. So I'm going to go back in with this red and just make sure to balance things out. Okay, so what I'm seeing here when I'm looking back at this part of the face is that there's a lot of dark shadows, but there's not a lot of sketchy gradients like you see up here. There's more of a gradation from dark to light, but down here you don't get that as much. So I'm going in with this 005. Yes, it's a 005 micron pen, and this is a smaller sized pen than the 03 that I used. And we're just going to create a bunch of smaller lines that sort of drag themselves out into the rest of the face. Okay. Yep, I think that's about as much as I'm going to mess with this nose right here. I don't want to put too much definition into it because, again, with the age, this person is very young, and she's also female, so her facial features will be softer in general. So that is the finished nose right here. If you wanted to work it a little more and make it blend in a little bit more, you could just work on the cheeks and the features around it, but that's another tutorial. This is just a video for her nose. So thank you all for watching this video. I hope that it helped you a little bit on how to draw a nose in pen and ink, or at least how to shade one using pen and ink. Leave a comment below and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos. Until next time, bye!